Hi, this is Jeremy, and today we're going to be making some wild tea. The first ingredient in the tea that we're going to be making is going to be some wild strawberry leaves. I'm not going to use too many because I do want some leaves so that or some plants so that I can pick strawberries when they grow, but I'm going to use some of the leaves for some flavor in the tea. The next ingredient is going to be trailing blackberry, which is that. That is going to be like the main ingredient in my tea. It is going to have most of the flavor and everything is mostly can be added by that. And the last ingredient is going to be some root from the licorice fern, which is this stuff here. So I'm just going to have to take and pull some of the whole thing out, moss and some of the fern, and just sort of rip out a chunk. There, it's a pretty good piece. And I'm going to put all the moss back after, just ripping it off. But the roots of the licorice fern here, I'll just quickly clean out a little piece. Looks like this. And I will have a separate video on just licorice fern, but that is the fern stalk going all the way down and a small piece of root. The root grows in huge chunks, but some say it's 100 times sweeter than sugar, so it's very sweet. And it does have a hint of black licorice type flavor. And it's gonna be sort of the main sweetener for the tea. But here's a nice big piece. See? That's how big the root can grow. Okay, let's see. This may not be fresh. Yeah, it's good. Okay. Just grab a few more pieces and then that'll be enough. Because you don't want to over flavor the tea. And then I'll just fix the moss so that in the future it can grow back. So that's the last ingredient. Now I'm going to go inside and prepare the tea. Okay, so now I'm in the kitchen and I have all of my stuff in the sink and I've got some water on heating up in here. So I'll just bring you in to the sink and I'll show you me preparing the stuff. Okay, so now I've got you up to the sink. I'm going to quickly rinse all of the greens. I don't need to do very much with them, just rinse them. Just sort of underwater. Rinse any extra stuff that you don't want on them off. Just like that. And then take them out and let them drain. And grab a plate. There, and put them on a plate to drain. And then for the licorice fern, oh, I missed the strawberry leaf. And then for the licorice fern, I'm going to rinse the roots really well. And I'm also going to break the stalks off right at the base. See, just right at the very base. So that I can break all the leaves off. And it actually smells really nice. But let's finish breaking that off. Give them all a rinse. And the licorice fern is definitely going to be the hardest to prepare out of everything. Just let me quickly adjust the camera over here. And I'm going to start preparing it. So the first step is going to be pulling, I guess I don't need a knife, but pulling all of the fibers and little root segments off of it. Unless you want a really hairy tea. It's got all these fibers in it. But I'm going to take them all off. Just like that. And then after you do that, then you're going to rinse them again and scrub them quite well. Sometimes you can even use a cloth or a coarse brush of some sort. And that'll clean them quite well. And you want to basically, here, back over the sink. You want to scrub it and so that most of the stuff of the surface is gone. Sometimes you can even use the back of a knife to scrape any small little hairs or anything off. That makes it really nice. So, scrape. Just like that. Scraping any of those little hairs off. And you want to end up with something that's got most of the skin removed. So I'll just scrape a bit of this extra skin off and then show you how it looks once you've got the skin removed. So you don't want to take too much off because they aren't very big roots, but you want to take enough off that. Okay, my water's boiling now, but you want to take enough off that it's not really gross in the tea. So here, I'll just bring this up to the camera and show you. See, that's how it was, and that's how I scraped it. I've scraped like most of the stuff off. I still have to do some more, but it's basically, it doesn't take very hard. It isn't very hard. So I'll get back to you once I've got all the roots scraped. Okay, so I decided to just scrape this one root segment because I figured out, since I'm only making 1 cup of tea, I didn't want to make it too strong, so I'm only going to use this much. So now I'm just going to cut it quite small, just into small little pieces, like you're cutting a carrot, I suppose. Like if you were going to cut a carrot for a soup of some sort, and you were just going to cut it like into round chunks. But you want it to be like sort of cubed. You don't want it super thin. You just want it like an even size. You want all the sizes to be about consistent, so that you don't have some pieces that are like huge and some pieces that are like really small. So I'm just gonna cut all this up there, and then this last piece. And then I'm going to quickly just go over the whole thing and mince it a little bit, just to knock it a tiny bit smaller. Just like that. And now my water's boiled, so I'm just going to go over here, grab out my teapot, and I'm just going to throw, here, let me zoom out a little bit. Let's zoom in. Okay. Yeah, I can't zoom out. So there's my teapot. I'm just going to put all of my little things into the pot. Just like this. All in there. And then I'm going to put all of my leaves here into the pot as well. Fill up the pot completely. And now I'm going to go over and make sure that my water's like scalding hot. Okay, this way I'm just gonna get it back to boiling. Here, I'll just put this over there. It's just heating up. Move the teapot over here. There, it's back to boil. Turn it off. Unplug it. And then I'm going to make sure that's in camera. Yeah, I'm going to fill up the teapot with water. Just like that. And then leave that for just a bit of a watch. It's 1:05 now. I will leave it until probably 10 after 1. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes. I'm going to just check on the tea now. And it's sort of turned a slightly green color, like more of a yellowy green. So now, I'm just going to pour myself a cup and taste it. Okay, there. And it does have a few hairs from the licorice fern root. I added a little bit more and didn't do that good of a job of scraping it, but it's just going to taste fine. It's just a little bit of cinnamon. It's fine. So, I'm just going to taste it. Okay. That's really good. It's sort of fruity. It's really good. It's got a hint of like a very sweet licoricey flavor from the licorice fern, from the root. But then you can actually sort of taste the strawberry leaves, wild strawberry leaves. I have made tea with just wild strawberries before, and it's really good, but it's kind of plain. It doesn't have very much sweetness. What would be really good would be just strawberry and licorice fern root, because the trailing blackberry, unless the leaves are red, they're sort of bitter. So it's sort of got a hint of bitterness from that. But just the wild strawberry leaves and licorice fern root would be a really good tea. That's really good. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will get back to you with more videos. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!